I got a request to do a video about my heavily modified jazz bass there that you can check out in another video. Got a request for that, and I figured, you know, I'll just do the whole sort of bass rig rundown because I have been meaning to do it anyway. So what we have here is a PV Basic 40 solid state amp, a PV Basic 50 solid state amp, and I run my bass in stereo. So as you can see, there's chords into both of them, and I run 2 compressors. I like cheap stuff that you can make sound really good, and I like gear that has a little story and everything behind it. So this compressor here, my son was with my dad, grandpa, and they were at a yard sale, and they found a big bin of guitar stuff and called me. They were at the yard sale, called me and said, hey, there's a bunch of pedals and stuff and things in a big bin, a plastic, one of those, you know, whatever they are, like 20-gallon bins that you get at, you know, the hardware store, and the guy wants $15 for it. So I didn't even ask, like, what's in it? I said, there's pedals and stuff? And he said, yeah. So I said, grab it. So $15, and I got this in it. There was, I think, 3 pedals in it, some straps, some strings, microphone, a couple other things, blah, blah, blah. So it's like the cost of this compressor, I don't even know, $2, whatever. But it's an old DoD compressor, and it actually sounds really good. I like it. And then I did a little research, and I wanted something else, another compressor, because I'm running stereo. And I had heard good things. I'm making a shadow here. I had heard good things about the CS2 Boss. So I got an old one on eBay, old made in Japan one, and I think it sounds great. So I have 2 compressors. I can set them differently. I can obviously set the 2 amps differently, and you know, I can just so many tonal options. And of course, with my heavily modified bass, it's like crazy tonal options. Anyway, so the PV Basic 50, I actually had picked up at a yard sale years ago. It came with a bass. The amp in the bass were $40. I ended up selling the bass for more than $40. So this is sort of the amp that keeps on giving. I got it for negative money, and it actually sounds really good. I really liked it. So then when I wanted to put together my full stereo rig dedicated for bass, rather than, like, you know, just grabbing an amp or borrowing an amp or whatever to run it in stereo, I found I was on the lookout for another Basic 50 and found a Basic 40, and it's in great shape. It was probably 45 minutes or an hour drive away, and it cost me like $50. So that's kind of a lot of money, you know, for me, for yard sale, like, you know, negative money down here. But it's in great shape, and it sounds great. It sounds almost identical to the Basic 50. I think it's a little bit brighter, so that's why I threw it on top, and it's doing the bridge pickup of my bass. So that's sort of the treble end of things. It just sounds slightly brighter, I think. I don't know. They're so similar. And of course, you can tweak the tone and pretty much, you know, make the bottom brighter and the top, you know, the Basic 40 bassier, but whatever. So I have it set, you know, however I like it. I have it set just for a general, and what I did, and this is a good idea, take a picture of the control panel, of the knobs, and that way when you go somewhere, you can quickly reference where you had them as a starting point. As far as the two gains, both of them have the high gain and the low gain inputs, and I tried out different combinations. For some reason, for the treble pickup on my bass, I preferred the low gain input, and then on the bottom, on the basic 50, for my neck pickup, I have them split. I seem to like the high gain better. At this point, I'm not totally sure what the difference was. It was very minimal at best, but I figured whatever, that's what it seems to my ears, work better. So I did it, but you can do whatever. And I have them set however. So that's about it. And I have my pick slinger on top. But let's listen to how it sounds. Hey, so I've been doing a bunch of videos here today on this bass and everything. It's going to probably end up to be 2 videos, but lots of different little clips and stuff. So let's give a listen to this amp setup. So as I described earlier, I have it with compressors for each one and everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play bass a little bit, and then go through with the compressor on and off for each one, and you can hear how the differences sound. But basically, the setup is I have the bass in stereo, and there's another video that you can check out all about the super awesome bass that I have. We have the 2 amps. Oops. We have the 2 amps, and this here is the top one is taking care of the sort of high-endy treble pickup, and the bottom amp here is taking care of the neck pickup generally. Well, that is the neck pickup. This one here also is the middle that blends in, but I'm not going to blend that in. I'm just going to do the 2 Rick pickups on my bass here, and you can hear how it all sounds. So both of them, and they're generally set about how I like them. Venue to venue, I will tweak and stuff depending what I'm hearing and everything, but it's right around what I have, and generally I like to get a certain sound, and that's the sound that I get, and that's sort of my basic sound. I'm not somebody that's gonna like change things from song to song to song to song. I'll change pickups and stuff in the way that I play for different songs, and even within a song, I'll use the pick slinger, play with my fingers for, say, maybe like a verse, and then with the pick for like a chorus or something where I want it to be a little louder and a little more present and sort of attacky. But at any rate, so basically, how I have it. So this is both of them with no compressor on. Okay, now I'm going to put the compressor on the top, the treble. So you can hear how it really, it obviously compresses, but it adds sort of some like high-end snap, a little bit of sort of grit to the top. Then I have the bass, and that's where like the top I want a little bit of grit and some clarity in the highs. The bottom I do want some clarity, but I want like a lot of like big girth. So I like a big, kind of monstrous sound in the bottom end. And then when I run them both together, So that's what we end up with, both of them run together. So I like it. I really like the not so much the flexibility of a stereo bass, but I like the ability to optimize the neck pickup, you know, with a sound, and optimize the bridge pickup with a sound, and then able to blend them both together. So I can really get the best treble, high-endy, sort of, it's really like mids, but get that sound, and then get a really good bass sound that I like. So I really have like two sounds that I like, two good sounds, and I can blend them both together and really kind of cover a lot of sonic territory. But that's what we have. So hope you enjoyed, and stick around. Check out other videos, subscribe, like, comment, only good comments, but all that stuff. So thanks for watching.